San Antonio Soccer Examiner Chris Hockman here with the recap of MLS Week 7. First up, commiserations to Real Salt Lake. I actually thought they were a lot better in the second leg, and maybe they deserve to take the trophy, but you can have no qualms with Monterrey as the champions of North America. But Real Salt Lake can be very proud of what they've achieved. Congratulations on a good run in the Champions League to Real Salt Lake. Let's get things started. First up with Houston's hammering of DC United. 4-1 win for the Dynamo. This one's more about how poor DC United are than how good the Houston Dynamo were. But don't make no mistake about it, the Houston Dynamo were very good, and it's still a very good sign for the Dynamo. They would not have done this well even last week. They wouldn't have taken those chances. Will Bruin showed why he's rated so highly and showed that he was a good signing as he scored a hat-trick. DC United's defence really struggled with Houston's play, and Bruin struck in the 5th minute. So, as you can see here, Jeff Cameron doing some great work, winning possession back in the midfield, and a beautiful pass through to Bruin to put Dynamo ahead very early in the 5th minute. Jeff Cameron really showing the importance of defending high up the field. DC United tried to find their way back into the match, and did so with a goal in the 39th minute after a good set piece. So as you can see, 4 men over the ball, keeping Houston's own, I'm guessing. Step over the touch, the ball breaks, and then a beautiful, powerful free kick. DC United back on level terms. Again, the Houston Dynamo responded well just 2 minutes later. Another successful challenge in midfield, setting up Bruin for his second goal. Brad Davis shows the importance of getting behind the defence with the ball to Cameron, who crosses it in. DC United scrambling back, and it leaves Bruin unmarked for his second goal of the night. And Houston Dynamo back in front. United started the second half well, only to see Will Bruin wrap up his hat-trick and realistically the match, with his third goal coming from a nice header before Cam Weaver wrapped up the match, taking advantage of Hunter Freeman's long throw, leaving DC United napping in an easy finish for the 4th for Houston, which put them temporarily to the top of the East, if only for less than 24 hours. And we saw Ching and Koke in the fold for Houston. Good news for Dynamo fans. As we move on to Philadelphia versus San Jose. This game got fired up pretty early after the Akugo elbow. And then the red card for Harvey. Let's take a look at that red card and the controversy. So Harvey runs in on Leach, leaves the foot in, and then it all unfolds. The red card comes out. He's shocked, and indeed I think most of us were at this point. It's on slow motion where you'll see what happens. As it appeared that Leach was the one more guilty. The players surround the referee. Harvey disappointed. It seemed a shock decision, as it seemed like Leach had lashed out at the player, at Harvey. As we'll take a look at the replay, Leach runs in, he leaves his boot in there, and that's why he was sent off. Perhaps a little unlucky there, as it seems like Leach was equally as guilty as foul play there and probably could have been sent off as well. However, that didn't seem to faze Philadelphia, as we could see by a fantastic play from both Philadelphia and brilliant defence from San Jose. Running well, a beautiful pass to the 2, and then a brilliant challenge from Cronin. Beautiful football all round, keeping the score. In the end, that didn't matter, as Philadelphia managed to snag a goal with 10 men thanks to this penalty decision. So at speed, it looked like a soft call, and as we see the replay, we'll see that it really isn't a very good call at all. Perhaps Geiger making up for the red card that wasn't really a red card. You can see the disappointment as we see the replay. It's nice work, and San Jose really pay the price for letting him run. The decision is a handball, but I don't know, it seems to just come off his head. The 2 slotting the penalty home, winning the game for Philadelphia, who were able to wind down the clock well and went top of the table, but only for 2 hours before New York went top again after defeating Sporting Kansas City 1-0. Things were looking good for Kansas City at the start before they gave away a penalty after a foul on De Rosario. Let's take a look at the foul and the results. We have a look at the play now. De Rosario tugged, goes down late, and perhaps De Rosario buys a penalty there. Going down late after the tug. It's hard to tell. and he may have bought a penalty. As we have a look now, the penalty wasn't Henri, it was Marquez who absolutely fluffed it, started his run, and a horrible penalty, and well saved by Nielsen. You could see the reaction from the bench. A huge disappointment there from New York as Marquez flushed the penalty. Kansas City really started to sit back after the penalty, which allowed New York to play, and we saw New York take full advantage as they scored the opening goal. And it all starts thanks to a quick free kick. Take quickly, De Rosario sends it on to who else but Rogers, who scores the goal easily. New York in front. New York kept on the pressure, but Nielsen played very well, able to deny a number of chances, including a good save on a De Rosario shot. He's determined to score his first goal for New York. But unfortunately, there wasn't any more scoring. Kansas City started the second half very well, but they couldn't just put it away. New York calmed things down. They were calm in defense, and they were able to transition into attack very well. Both sides just really failed to capitalize on errors and on chances. Kansas City really dominated the last portion of the game, but they just couldn't find that equalizer. Ultimately, it fell short as New York went back to the top of the East. Vancouver missing Hustley again, and it proved to be costly as they suffered a 2-1 defeat at the hands of Columbus, thanks to a Renteria brace, the first coming from the spot after Renteria's quick work forced the penalty. And as we see the mistake, Renteria is first to the ball. Nolly has to bring down the player, and the referee left with no choice but to point to the spot. And a penalty for Columbus, duly slotted by Renteria's second came off a nice assist from Rusmir, who sucked in the defence, put in an easy ball for Renteria to finish for the 2-0 lead. Things got interesting just 10 minutes later, as number 1 draft pick Salgado opened his MLS account, pulling one back for Vancouver, but ultimately Vancouver were just too wasteful and they couldn't find an equaliser. The match finishing Columbus 2, Vancouver 1.